Pisces, welcome to your weekly horoscope for April 20th to the 26th, 2026. My name's Adeana. I'm an intuitive astrologer. Pisces, this week brings you into a powerful recalibration of your value, your money, your self worth, and the way you sustain yourself in the physical world. This is where things get real because it's not just about what you dream or feel, it's about what you're building and what you're accepting, and what you believe you deserve to receive. We start the week off on April 20th with a strong and pressurized activation in your second house of money, self worth, and personal resources. We have Mercury forming a conjunction to both Mars and Saturn in Aries. And we are also very much still in the Mars Saturn conjunction energy that we had April 19th, the day before. So, this is financial and energetic pressure. This can be, really good for discipline. This is you getting serious about your finances, your income, and how you manage your resources. You may be making important decisions, setting boundaries around your money, or even taking action toward building something more stable. This is where you take ownership of your value, but you do have to watch for scarcity mindset, stress around money, or feeling blocked or restricted financially. You may feel like things aren't moving fast enough or like you have to work harder just to maintain stability. This is where you need to shift your perspective. You are not just working for money, you are building value. And how you see yourself directly impacts what you allow yourself to receive. And then on April 23rd, we have our final conjunction between Venus and Uranus in Taurus in your third house of communication, mindset, and daily interactions. This is the final conjunction between Venus and Uranus. So, this may be some type of completion taking place here. This could also be a shift in how you think and communicate. This could bring sudden insight, new ideas, or exciting conversations that open your mind in a new way. You may feel inspired to express yourself differently or even speak more authentically or embrace new ways of learning. This is liberation through your mind. However, you do have to watch for mental restlessness, scattered thinking, or saying things impulsively without grounding. You definitely need to make sure that you are speaking with intention because your words do hold a lot of power this week. Then we get to April 24th and we have Venus moving into your fourth house of home, family, and emotional foundation. This really softens the energy. This is comfort. This is emotional connection, harmony within your home, a deeper sense of inner peace. This is you feeling more drawn to your personal space, to nurturing yourself, or to strengthening your emotional foundation. This is where you reconnect with yourself. However, you do have to watch for avoidance, staying in your comfort zone instead of addressing what needs to change. Comfort is important, but growth still matters. You need both. Then we get to April 25th, and this is where we have our huge shift of the week with Uranus entering Gemini in your fourth house. This is beginning an 8-year evolutionary journey for you around home, your family dynamics, and your emotional world. This is a foundation awakening. This can bring change, freedom, and innovation within your living situation, your emotional life. You may even feel called to move, to change your environment, or to redefine what home even means to you. This is growth at your roots. However, you do have to watch during this period for instability, emotional unpredictability, or feeling unsettled or disconnected. You may feel like things are shifting beneath you, but this is about building a foundation that actually supports who you are becoming. You need to stay grounded within yourself because true stability doesn't come from external circumstances, it comes from within. Then we get to April 25th, and we have the sun in your third house forming a square to Pluto in your 12th house of the subconscious and hidden patterns. This is deep Pisces. You may feel tension between what you're consciously thinking and what's happening beneath the surface. Old fears, limiting beliefs, or subconscious patterns may come up to be addressed. This is very transformational. This could be you becoming aware of what's been holding you back in some some way, or even you choosing to release that, you do have to watch for overthinking, anxiety, or even getting stuck in mental loops. You definitely need to try to stay grounded at this time and create a safe space for yourself. Then we get to April 26th, and we have Mercury in your second house, forming a square to Jupiter in your fifth house of creativity, joy, and self expression. This creates tension between your resources and your desires. You may feel like you want to invest in something, express yourself, or even pursue something creative, but there's a question of whether it's practical or sustainable. This is balance. This is you finding a way to honor both your creativity and your stability. But you do have to watch for overspending, overcommitting, or making decisions based on emotion rather than strategy. You do need to stay grounded at this time. Not every opportunity needs to be acted on immediately. And then we also have on the same day Venus in your fourth house, forming a sextile to Neptune in your second house. This is emotional and financial healing. This is where your inner world and your sense of value begin to align. This is where you feel more at peace with what you have, more trusting in what you're building, and more connected to your sense of worth. This is where your inner world and your sense of value begin to align. This is where you feel more at peace with what you have, more trusting in what you're building, and more connected to your sense of worth. This is softness. Pisces, this week is about value, what you have, what you give, and what you believe you deserve. You are being asked to ground your dreams into reality, to take responsibility for your stability, and to release anything that's been holding you back from fully stepping into your worth. And that requires honesty, because you cannot build a life that reflects your value if you don't believe in it first. This is not just about stability, this is about self worth.